Hey everybody, we're gonna be doing some Demonfish Dead Ahead in GB Studio today. Should be lots of fun, be a short stream, probably only go for a couple hours or so, and yeah. So like usual, I'm gonna spread the link around on Twitter and Blue Sky and Discord, and then I'll be right with you. See you in a bit. Hey, I'm back from the ad break. Hey, welcome back. Welcome in the Electric Mindset. Great to see you. Watching a movie before bed, so I can't watch stream, but we'll be lurking in the shadows. Well, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate that. Everyone should check out Electric Mindset if they haven't yet. Give them a follow. Last playing DJ Max, Respect 5. Yeah, that sounds like an intense game for sure. But yeah, we're going to be working on Demon Fish Dead Ahead, and yeah, so we've got the GB Studio open up here, and we've got our A-Sprite open up here. So I did manage to fix my sleep schedule after the 20-hour stream yester-ish, whatever, and I had a lot of fun playing Valheim. That was so much fun. I actually played some more this morning when I woke up at like 5 a.m. So I'm probably going to be tired before too long, which is what I wanted to do because it's already 10. But I am sipping some caffeinated tea, so I should be going for at least a little bit longer. And yeah, I like the way the level looks. I'm not sure how well it plays yet. I'm hoping that it doesn't need adjustments, but you never know. These things will definitely need to be adjusted because they're all weird and stuff. Fish Zone Int, I think, is the difficulty. Yeah. So this is a 4 and this is a 1, but you start here and that's a 2. So we probably want this to be a 1. And all we gotta do is change this number, so that's pretty easy. But we may need to change the size and shape also. This one should probably be a 2. I think things that are near it should be, oh, and this should be like that, maybe a little bit taller. Oh, that's the width. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah, and I left this like 16 pixel gap between them before. I imagine I did that for a reason, so I'm gonna try to keep that. Some of these smaller areas, I feel like we can make it a 4. And maybe fill things in a bit. This is the second level, so it'll be a little bit more difficult, I'm thinking. Might as well go ahead and make this one real big. It's like a long strip, right? Scooch this over a couple. So in the first level, there was some areas where there weren't fish zone. There, like, the fish weren't gonna attack you. But in this one, I feel like, oh, that was the wrong one. I feel like we should have less zones where the fish won't attack you. For some reason, the W and the H just don't work for me. I see them, but they don't register as width and height. I don't know why. So they're similar locations, but they're not exactly the same. Oh, this one actually, it can't overlap that trigger. I realized for some reason triggers can't overlap, or at least not that I'm aware of. Maybe there's answers somewhere on the internet. Maybe I should look real quick. The AI overview says that it will work, but I have not seen it happen that way. Oh, okay, yeah. However, when the player enters a trigger, the command doesn't trigger because, for instance, when the player enters from the left, their position is 910, so the command doesn't execute, therefore. Furthermore, the on-enter event only executes once, which is why it doesn't trigger when the player reaches the position. So I think, yeah, I don't think it's gonna work, because I had it set up over it and it just didn't work, and then when I moved it, it started working. So I'm pretty sure that in order to travel between the worlds, we're going to need to not overlap the trigger. But we can squeeze things pretty close to it. There. So now it's not overlapping it. There's still a little bit of space where you can't get attacked, which is fine because that's where the level starts. And everything else should be fine. Alright. So the one issue that we had was that during the boss fight, I guess we should save. During the boss fight, if you kill the tentacles, then it doesn't like end the battle. Or if you kill the boss without killing the tentacles, sorry, then it doesn't end the battle. So I think it's in this damage gen script, maybe? No. It's in this. Enemy 1 dead equals 0. Yeah, so that's that. Oh, on update. Okay. So this makes sure it's supposed to update before it starts updating, and then if the player's turn, so this is where it ends the battle, but it doesn't kill the other fish. So if enemy 1 dead equals 0, set that to 1, but we should also set the other ones to that too. So enemy 2, enemy 2 dead, right? Enemy 2 dead. Enemy 1 dead, enemy 2 dead. I don't know why it wasn't working for me. Enemy 3 dead. So now enemy 2 and 3 should be dead. We should also make their life equal 0. So enemy Val, enemy 2 health is 0. Copy that event, paste that event. Enemy 3 health equals 0. And that should kill the thing. It already deactivates them. Oh shit, this is enemy 1. We're all confused here. This is supposed to happen on enemy 3. Alright, so let's make a group. And we will throw these ones in there. Although, it's supposed to be enemy 1 and enemy 2, not enemy 3, or enemy 2 and 3. So this one will change to enemy 1, and then enemy 1. Oh, you know what, this is supposed to be enemy 1 dead. Yeah, okay. Rename, kill tentacles. Alright, so we don't want that in there, we want it in this one. So why is this like that? Okay, so that should go here. And then it waits, it checks to see if enemy 1 and enemy 2 are dead, which they will be. And then it will restore the previous scenes. Now it does say something, right? Kill boss, display, Overlord slain, congratulations. So what we want to do is a second dialogue. We'll do it after the XP, right? Because the XP is gonna have a dialogue that says how many levels you gained or whatever. give XP, which right now is like 5 levels, but we're gonna change that now that there's more to the game. So here we're gonna say onward through the Skull Cave. Maybe we'll emphasize Skull Cave. So that way players know that they can go through this. Another thing we could do is make this turn into an arrow. After it's dead. So instead of being deactivate self, we would deactivate collisions. Why is caps lock on? Set active collisions disabled self, and then we'd need to make a sprite for it. And I think that I'm debating in my mind whether the arrow should be below it or above it. So we'll just make both, and then we'll see what looks best afterwards. We'll do a new file, make it 16 by 16, get our grid up. Alright, so the background is going to be that color for transparency. We are going to make it a white outline so we can definitely see it. We'll start with the one facing up. And then black. And then this. And then, so there's even more emphasis, we will animate it. So that way it will be slower. We'll do what, 300 milliseconds? Something like that. I think that's what we want, because you're gonna hit the up button to go there, right? Yeah, I'm gonna sip my tea for a second here. Yeah. I think that's what we want, but maybe we should do both just in case. No, I think this is what we want. Maybe we do more with the color. No, there's just not enough room. Not enough room. We could do that, but as soon as we do that, it gets weird. I think that's what we want. So we'll export this. We'll call it up arrow. We want a sprite sheet, actually. That's what we want. Export. Oh, let's first save it as a sprite file, and then we want. Oh, we want the animated actors and then fishing game, and then we'll call it up arrow. And then we'll export it as a sprite sheet. There's our sprite sheet. We want to output the file. We want it there. That everything else is fine. Alright, so what we'll do here is, oh, we need to add it to the game folder here. So we'll just, oh, you know, there's that new fancy trick. If you right click on this, you can say open in folder. And there's our up arrow. We'll copy that. Go to our fishing game assets, our sprites. We'll paste it here. And now it should be in the engine. So we will disable this event and then say set sprite actor self, and then the sprite sheet will be up arrow. And it should be in the right spot, so we don't have to move it. It will be the collisions will be disabled on interact. So what we can do here is set up a if var value, and if we go back to the update or the init, if boss 1 dead, that's what we want. If boss 1 dead equals 0, then we want to do all of this stuff. Should probably do game saved after we save the data, just in case someone's like, oh, we saved the game, I'm gonna shut it off. Yeah. And then got the options there. So that way you can't interact with it after you've killed the boss. So that should fix our bug. And we should be able to travel to the next world once we destroy the boss. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to fix that isn't important for the test, but I could fix it while it builds. Actually, it's probably going to build so fast I won't have time. But there is a secret bug here, or a secret thing here. And it plays the sound effect regardless of if the value sound effect off is true or not. So we want it to be if SFX off equals 0, then play the sound effect. Otherwise it plays the sound effect no matter what. But like I said, that's not important for the test. We are going to pause this and play this. Give it a funky color. We'll do new expedition. We'll cheat. Don't tell anyone. And we're gonna go to the skull. And we're gonna test to see if that bug is fixed or not. Oh, we caught a fish as we did that. That's kind of weird, but I guess that can happen. We'll see if that breaks anything. Excuse me. So maybe we should give it like a sprite, because it's just like this transparent sprite. And now that it's not in front of it, it feels weird. So we're gonna aim at 3 first and hope that it doesn't bug out when we kill it. $73 damage in 1 hit. It's a pretty good hit. Hey Indiana Crones, welcome in. Rico, how you doing? Everyone should check out Indiana Crones if they haven't yet. Last playing Heroes of Hammerwatch. 2. I unfortunately only have 1. Otherwise I'd try to join you. Good, yourself, homie? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Oh, I just shot at the wrong guy. I'm doing some testing on my fishing JRPG game. I'm adding a 2nd level to it since a lot of the bugs were fixed and I was getting positive reviews. I figured I'd go and break it some more. You know, that's typically what game devs do, right? But yeah, I've been doing good. I did a 20-hour stream yesterday. That was pretty crazy. Break it good. Yep, gonna break it. Actually, I already found a bug and now I'm testing it. Holy hell, yeah, I did a 20-hour stream yesterday, just kind of impromptu. We did about half of it was this, and then I went and played Valheim with my friend Cryptic, who started a server, and that's a super addicting game. Teacher Eduardo M, welcome in. Hello there, greetings from Brazil. Great to have you. I am a Game Boy developer, but also just a general game dev. In fact, tomorrow I'm thinking about going to a tabletop game developer meetup, since there's a lot of those where I'm at. So yeah, I do a little bit of everything. Unity mostly, and GB Studio a lot lately. A lot of pixel art. Ooh, that's sweet. You totally should. Yeah, I think I will. I was digging through my stuff looking for my card game prototype from a few years ago, and I found it. So I'm pretty happy about that, because otherwise I would have to print off some, which actually might be a good idea too. Make sure to eat and drink some water too. Thank you. You know, I left my water in the other room, but I've got some tea here, and oh, there's an ad break. So I'll actually go get my water during this little ad break. Thanks for the reminder. I'll leave you with the boss music. Alright, welcome back from the ad break. Sorry about that. Yeah, but Teacher Eduardo M, thank you for that. I definitely had left my water in the other room, and I needed to go get that, and then the ad break came right then, so that all worked out. But if you're a teacher, that sounds interesting. Are you a game design teacher by chance? Go and get that water. Yeah, I know, I grabbed it. I'm hydrated now. And Indiana Crones, you said Valheim is good. That's sick. By the way, Cryptic is looking for more people to play on this server. I think he said he's gonna have it for like 3 months. Oh, a Brazilian English teacher. Okay, that's awesome. Very cool. Well, great to have you. Yeah, so I'm testing this boss bug. There was a bug that if I killed the boss first without killing the tentacles first, then it would like do this weird thing where the tentacles would go away, but they'd still be attacking you, but you would only be able to hurt Tentacle 1 and not Tentacle 2, so you'd have to run away in order to beat the battle. Which you could still beat the battle, but it was buggy to say the least. So not what I was intending. Been around English since I was really young, so I started my passion for the language and games. Cool, well that's awesome that you're into games too. Personally, I don't know any other languages. I learned a little bit of Spanish when I was in school. Oh, we're gonna test the bug here. Gained 5 levels, leveled up. It killed them on, oh, and then it worked. And now onward to the Skull Cave. And now we're at level 2. And we can go back. We can go back. We can go between levels. Does do a weird funky thing there for a second where it changes the watercolor, but it actually kind of looks cool. So now all of the bad guys are the same as the last world, and that's not fun. So we need to make new bad guys, I think. That's really cool that we got it working. But I did try computer science and automotive tapestry. Oh wow, I have no idea what automotive tapestry even is. Tell me more about this game. So this is Demonfish Dead Ahead. This is a spooky fishing JRPG, and you fight the fish, and then when you kill them, they end up in your fish box, and you get to it counts how many fish you've collected. You level up like any other JRPG or early JRPG, kind of like Final Fantasy 1. But I wanted to make something that was like Final Fantasy 1 without the crazy amount of grind that you had to. I mean, it's a grind game. It's all about grinding, but I wanted to make it a fun grinding game, unlike Final Fantasy, which was just a lame grind game. Indiana Crunch says, whoop. Yeah, let me know if you're interested in joining that Valheim server, because we definitely want more people. And streamers are welcome as well. This game looks dope. Thanks. Yeah, actually, one of my friends, Infinite, just streamed it. Actually, another friend, Cosmo the Shadowcat, they both streamed it. Maybe, yeah. Hey, let me know, and I will pass the word along, because, like I said, we're looking for people. But yeah, this is a new map, so I've never actually played the level design here, so hopefully it's okay. But yeah, I think we should make more fish. So if we. This game is made in GB Studio. So if you're not familiar with GB Studio, it's a free open source engine that it's really easy to use. No coding is required. Teacher M says, I got an idea for you. Yeah, let me know what the idea is. I'm always open to ideas. But yeah, so there's no coding required, but you can do a little bit of coding. For example, I used a little bit of code in one of these, on this one, on the update, to swap between tiles. Did this little snippet, and there's even a comment here that tells you what it does. And then super simple, just needed the coordinates, some references, and then it loops through this variable, and I tell it what to do here. It's just like simple assembly instructions, but there's no actual code required. But if you wanted to, you could not only write all of these events in the GBVM, but you can also eject the engine. Hey, thank you for the follow. I very much appreciate that. Teacher Water M says, probably you already dealt with lots of people like me, but if you want, I'd love to help you localize, translate your game for free. I want to start a side hustle as a localizer, so I'm trying to reach out to some people. Well, unfortunately, GB Studio isn't really great for that type of stuff. So what I would have to do, and this is a possibility, but what I would have to do is create a separate ROM that's in the language. So it would be possible, but I would have to basically make sure that the game is finished first, which it's not, and then have you translate all of the English, and then hopefully it fits into the dialogue boxes. And there are other language, like essentially like texture packs or font packs for other languages, for symbols and stuff that aren't in English. But yeah, getting them all to fit would be a big issue on the Game Boy, because obviously the words are going to be different lengths. That's a lot of work due to the game limitations back then. Yeah. I don't think there's a way we could have it all on one cartridge or one ROM. But when the game is done, that would be something that I would be interested in. Yes, I already collaborated with Blue Turtle, Ithia Magic Studios as my first project, so I'm not entirely raw. Okay, cool, that's awesome. Yeah, I've never done any localization before in my games. It's something that you would do once the game is finished, but you also want to make sure that you have if you're doing it all in one game, like in a Unity game or something, you want to have the implementation ready to go from the start, so that way when you do have it finished, it's already easy to just give you a text file and then have that in there. But honestly, I don't know how to do that stuff yet. There's only one project that I've ever worked on that was set up for localization, but the studio decided not to go that route because of the costs associated with it, and it wasn't really a big enough game to make it. It's all good, so don't worry. Well, I very much appreciate the offer, and honestly, I wish that I had more in place and ready for my other games, because I do have a Unity game that would be awesome to be translated, but it's at this point where it's like still kind of an early beta, and I haven't set up things for localization. Otherwise, it would be easier. But that does get my wheels turning, so I appreciate that for sure. Oh, you gotta get your trainer pass with PokeStart. They'll give you a free Pokemon. But yeah, no, I really appreciate the offer. And there are a lot of other developers that would probably snatch that up. So definitely don't be disheartened. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head that's like right at that point where they would be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to localize. But yeah, I'm just scratching my head trying to think of someone. So I'm like not very worldly. What language would that be? Is that Portuguese then, or is that, or I guess Brazilian's their own language that's kind of similar to Portuguese, right? Is that how that works? Yes, Portuguese, Brazilian. Okay, yeah, because I vaguely remember I had on this game that I worked on that was on Steam, we got a review that was in Portuguese, Brazilian, and it warranted a response, but none of us on the team knew how to respond, so we actually reached out to someone who was in Europe actually and spoke Portuguese, Brazilian, and they translated it for us. Think of it as Portuguese, Brazilian, Portuguese, Portugal. just like English USA and English UK. Oh, okay, so the dialect is a little different, but a lot of the words are same, some of the spellings are different. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. So you would be able to have a conversation with someone in Portugal, but there would be a little bit of a confusion on certain things. I worked with a European dev, and we during the meetings, before the meetings and stuff, we would always chat. Nice. We would always chat about those little idiosyncrasies between the language. You know, like jelly, right? Like in Europe, jellies are. Oh, hey, Seagoat, welcome in. Good to see you. Everyone should check out Seagoat Games. They're a pixel art, and they are pixel artist for games, so they do some really cool stuff on their stream. They're working on a witchy game, a witchy potion making game, like a top-down perspective, and it looks really cool. Very interesting concept. First of all, I like the whole witchy thing, and I like potion making. There's a potion craft. I played a lot of potion craft. Of course, that's very different gameplay than what you're making, but still the theme is cool. Can you link it here on chat? Yeah, Seago, can you link your project, or is it not to that point yet? The links are open, by the way. Yeah, so we're working on a second level for Demon Fish Dead Ahead, and here you can see the different fish types. So what we're gonna do is make brand new fish today. So if we go into the backgrounds, we can see our Gen 1 swap tiles and our Gen 2 swap tiles. We'll open both of these so we can get a closer look. Oh, that did not open both of them. Let's get that other one open. Excuse me. And yeah, there's the other one. So now we've got both of them. If we zoom in a bit, we can get a better look at what we're doing here. Yeah, party. So we want to make brand new fish, and the tiles are way off. Let's fix the tiles here. It's been so long. Grid settings. There we go. 8x8. View. Grid settings. 8x8. Not sure how it got sent to 16x16. Not yet. You can follow me on Twitch or Itch right now, or check out some of the art on Blue Sky. I'll stalk your links later. Best place is probably just here on Twitch. Yeah, I'm interested to see that game once you've got a demo up too. So definitely when you get that going, let me know, and I'll be happy to let you post the links here. In fact, if you got a link for the game, eventually I can put that in your shout out, because that automatic shout out, it's actually individualized. Like I went through and put you on there, and I just made it say shout out, but I can make it say shout out and then the link, so that way you get two links. Also, do you have any suggestions on where to approach some devs for localization? Well, so it's difficult, because you got to be careful with approaching people, because you don't want to come off as too spammy, right? There's I would say Discord, but if you approach people on Discord, people will just ignore you because they'll assume that you're a scammer. And the same kind of goes for Twitter. I would say approach people, but the thing is that you don't really want to approach people. What I would say is I would work on social media presence a little bit, and make posts about looking for developers to work with pro bono, right? To say that you're giving away a free sample of localization for the whole game, just to build your portfolio. Those are your keywords, right? Pro bono, build your portfolio, that type of stuff. So when you're making these posts, you use hashtags on Twitter, you know, like indie dev, indie games, and also instead of going to DMs, ask people in comments. First, you know, find a game that you like, find a game that you appreciate and that you would like to work on, and the devs that seem like they would be, you know, willing to work with you, and then just ask them in a comment. It looks better as a comment than as a DM, because when you DM people, it can just kind of, like I said, feel scammy. But when you're doing it in public as a comment without any links and just asking if they're interested, trying to start a conversation about it, they may say no, but they'll be polite because it's public, and because you're doing it public, it's making it more apparent that you're not scamming. Also, if you have samples of your work, then I would post that stuff online as well, so that way you have a little bit of so you have proof that you are who you say you are, that you're doing what you say you're doing, that kind of stuff. Seagoat says socials is the way to go. Even if you do like fan ones, take a game you like and make one for it. Oh, that's a good idea too. So fan localizations, like just go ahead and jump on and do it, or make some mock-ups and do it just for yourself even. Because if you do that and then show it to the dev, it might seem like you're trying to rope them into something. But if you're doing it just for your own portfolio, that's not going to look bad. And the devs will probably appreciate it, and they may reach out to you. Seagoat Games says, make a YouTube video where you take a game and show the behind the scenes. That's a great idea too. Starting a YouTube presence and stuff like that, it's difficult, but you'd be surprised that how much traction you can get by doing something unique and niche like that, because a lot of game devs want to learn how to do that stuff. And then Eduardo says, but like making a portfolio for localization is somewhat different than others, so you are just like, I know this English and Portuguese, let's work together. Well, what you would do, and it wouldn't have to be like a whole portfolio, so to speak, but just 2 images of the same thing, one in English and one in Portuguese, Brazilian, and or Brazilian Portuguese, however you say that, and then you know, have them next to each other, and then you could do a series of those. If you have a game that you've worked on, you can just take snips of both and put them side by side, and then you know, links to the developers or whatever to show that you're legit and all of that. Yes, I can screenshot snippets of an Excel localization. That's a good idea too, to show that, hey, I'm professional. This is the way that professionals do it, and this is what I'm doing. Seagull Games says, Awara says, Seagull Games, how so? It's an interesting idea, but there's not much creativity or singularity than Excel files or after and before. Well, I would say that would be enough. I mean, it doesn't have to be super creative, because what you're looking for is developers and stuff like that, and they're not going to necessarily be looking for a TikTok style edit with flashy effects or anything like that. They're just going to be looking for the facts. You know, it doesn't need to be a long video, right? Could just be like, hey, I'm a localization person and this is what I do, so check out what I've done, and if you're interested, let me know. I'd like to work with some devs to help build my portfolio. I did a bunch of rivals made into pixel art. Find a game you like and be like, here's my version, or here's why my version is like. Right on. True, it's still better than nothing. Show how localization is different than just translation. Oh, that's a good point too, right? Because translation and localization are slightly different. I mean, translation is part of localization, but localization can mean a lot more. I don't know the nuances of Brazilian localization, but some things may need to be adjusted rather than just translated. Do you have any site recommendations to create a website? My friend told me about Canva, but also the game sound is as high as your voice. Oh, is it a little loud? Oh, it is a little loud. Sorry about that. Thank you for that. sorry. That's a little bit better, right? Yeah, oh, you know what it was? It's because I was playing Valheim last, and I had to kind of crank the audio for that, and now I've got my background music, which is a little bit louder, but I appreciate that, thank you. This is a good idea. I remember the game Ithia had some things I had to be quite creative to adapt. That's the kind of stuff that people really find interesting, because a lot of people think of localization as translation, and if you can like say like, hey, I'm actually really good at my job because I caught this and came up with this creative idea to fix it, people will be like, oh wow, that's really cool. And then not only are you teaching people, but they might actually look to you to hire you at that point, especially if they're looking to localize in that language. I think that's the fun of the project. You can spice things up. Yeah, that is very cool. Like I was saying, like cats and dogs might not make sense in your language. I don't know. I don't speak it, but I'm sure that's, yeah. Cats mentioned. There you go. Just show the process and show why the process is important. These are great ideas, Seago. Thanks for helping us out to figure this out better. Because yeah, I'd like to help Teacher Eduardo M here. And yeah, like I said, Seago Games is awesome, so you should definitely give them a follow. And thank you again for the follow. I'm not sure did that get by me, but thank you for the follow, Teacher Eduardo. I very much appreciate that. So we can make a new layer and just go over these, but don't really need to. Also, coming back to the site one, which did you say about? On the site? So, you know, it really depends, but I would find something that works well for you. Personally, I used ArtStation, which isn't a great option, and it's really expensive, so I don't think that's a good idea. I'm just too lazy to change it at this point, but I should change it. The one I was thinking about changing to was Squarespace, but there is a price associated with that also. But it's a little bit, it's more of a portfolio site, so if it works better for artists and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really know, because I've been kind of out of the loop on that for a while, because I've just been using ArtStation for so long now. I used to use this site called Format, but again, there was a cost associated with it, and there was a lot of things you couldn't do with it. Like you couldn't even do video on it. And honestly, ArtStation, you can only link videos. Yeah, I can't really remember. I was just talking about this last night, I think. Oh yeah? What did you come up with last night? As far as websites, talking about how in Spanish you might hear, oh okay, you might hear someone say aquas, but which means water, but if you don't speak Mexican Spanish you wouldn't know it's slang for watch out. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that was a slang for watch out. Because yeah, it's very similar in Italian, is aqua with a G. Yeah, but it sounds a lot like aqua when you say it, but it's spelled with a G. Because the water floods come and you need to watch out for it. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I feel like I had a coworker who said that to me before and I didn't understand. So that's interesting. So we've got our palette here, and the size, it's going to be the exact same, so 3 by 3 tiles for each of these. So this will be the size of our first one. We'll make it that color. Yes, indeed, especially when it comes to phrasal verbs and idioms such as "it's raining knives" can be translated to I'm gonna butcher this. "Osiu takendo," which roughly means the sky is falling down. Oh wow, that's actually quite cool. Teach people stuff like that on socials. Yeah, that is cool. If you come up with like a list of them, you could do like, you know, a tweet every couple days or something like that, or even every day if you got a whole bunch. Yeah, I actually have a business Instagram, but that's for my English teacher job. I need to create one for localization. That's a good idea. So the problem with, and this is from a game dev point of view, but the problem with Instagram is that it's really hard to get any type of conversion. So if you have like a link or something, people aren't gonna click on it typically from Instagram, but they'll follow you and they'll learn. And if you are speaking to someone and they check your Instagram, it provides more credibility for you if you have an Instagram with followers. So that there is that. And the same thing kind of goes with TikTok and Twitter and Blue Sky. Like, the more of a following you have on there, the more credibility it gives you from an outside perspective. But it's really hard to get conversion on those things until you, and like if you're looking for work or something like that, then it becomes like a personal conversation that ends up getting you the work. So you might get the network from the social media, but the actual work would come from the conversation that happens after the network. So yeah, it's just something to think about. I'm gonna snooze the ad break here. Instagram period is hard. I do art and my stuff does bad on there compared to Blue Sky. Yeah, I feel like with all of these sites, they change and like different timelines do different things. I haven't posted on Instagram in years, but when I used to post on there, I would get a lot of likes, but they would be mostly bots and like people who weren't actually interested. I get a lot of DMs from people that were just trying to sell stuff to me and stuff. I would get a lot of interactions, but they wouldn't be real. They'd be fake. And I'd be like, well, I guess it's good that I got 30 or 40 likes or whatever. Or that would be kind of high, even like, 20 likes or whatever. But like, I don't know who these people are. They're not clicking the links, they're not converting to my other stuff, Blue Sky is great. I really like Blue Sky. And I found that my so Twitter changed a lot in the last few years, right? It was really, really good, especially for developers. And I was getting traction. I was getting like 50 likes every post, and I was posting every week. And I was getting 100 followers or more every month. But all of a sudden things change, and now I'm losing 2 or 3 followers every month. Even though I'm gaining a few, I'm actually overall losing a few. And then oh, was there a pew pew where'd that come from? Right on. Oh, teacher did it. Thank you. Yeah, that's cool. I totally missed that. Yeah. Yeah, so I set up some overlays for one of the games that I'm making. And yeah, that's kind of the gameplay. Shoot the ball. You can step outside of localization, just teach translation stuff. Yeah, that's good. That's a good idea. Yeah, it's interesting too. Whatever that helps sharing the account. Yeah, it's like a long process, right? And like I said, the longer you stick with it, the more you'll realize that these sites, they change. Like I was saying with like I used to get traction on Facebook prior to 2014, but after that, I can't believe how long it's been, but yeah, like 10 years ago or so, they made this massive change, and they just like cut off your organic reach. They just cut it off. They're like, nope, it's not doing that anymore. But it used to be good for that. Facebook grandpa, no, exactly. 20 or 10 years ago, or more than just over 10 years ago, it was actually pretty good for artists, and even developers. But man, it's gone way downhill since then. I'm still in college. Yeah, I was around during the MySpace days, okay? So when I was in college, MySpace was the thing. But yeah, it's not anymore. Things change. Facebook isn't anymore. And yeah. Pops uses Orca. I don't know what that is. What's about your space? I don't know what that means. What's about your space? My space is about... I don't know. Oh, MySpace. Yes. What's about your space? There's a site called MySpace. You don't know what MySpace is. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. So MySpace was popular around the same time that Facebook came out, but Facebook wasn't popular yet. I don't know what Orca is. That's interesting. And welcome Sloth the Fox, who also knows MySpace, interestingly enough. Ari Boops, welcome in. Thanks for the lurk. Everyone should check out Ari Boops. She does art and plays games. Very cool person. Where people use CSS to customize things. Oh, yeah, the usability was awesome for MySpace. You could completely customize your site. Unfortunately, you're welcome. Unfortunately, no one knew how to do, well, some people did. A lot of people didn't know how to do that stuff, so they would just like find a website that would generate the CSS for you. But yeah, you could actually customize your social media back then. So when people went to your page, I had an animated GIF of like water that I made myself by photographing actual water, and it looked pretty cool, you know. But it took a while to load, and you know, there's all of that. So I know of it. I'm just messing with you. Okay. Well, no one likes an ageist. I'll be heading to bed, but I'll join the Discord. Oh, cool. I appreciate that. Main thing, if you... Oh, there's an ad in progress. I forgot to snooze. Main thing, if you want jobs doing anything with devs, you need portfolio and example work. Yeah, that's true. It gives you credibility. Otherwise, because we get so many things from people is the problem. There's just so many DMs and so many cold DMs. It's, yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna use the break to get some more water here, so I'll be right back. Alright, welcome back from the ad break. Sorry about that. It totally got past me. I was going to try to snooze it, and it totally got by me. But yeah. some recommendation letters and start working building a simple portfolio. Yeah, I think that's a great idea because, like I was saying during the ad break, we get so many cold DMs as developers for localization. We get it for music. We get it for art. I mean, sound effects. Like, if it's a thing, you name it, people are DMing us to see if we want to work with them. And it's overwhelming, and there's actually a lot of scammers out there, so it's almost important to not respond to these people because you don't know who's real and who's not. So what makes more sense is to reach out to people who have been vetted, or that you vetted yourself, or that someone, you know, word of mouth says like, oh, I worked with this person, they were good, you should work with them. So developers have to, like, you know, stay safe and do things the smart way. So you kind of have to get into the circles, and that's the easiest way to get work, I think. But yeah, in Brazil, there's a Brazilian saying that goes like this: better made than perfectly made. Yeah, in the States we say perfect is the enemy of great. And then there's also great is the enemy of good enough. But yeah, same concept. Perfectionism is actually not good. I mean, it helps to shoot for perfectionism, but you have to know when to finish something and how to actually finish, and when it's good enough, and when good enough is okay. Like, there's a lot to it, but yeah. I think that's a good idea to exchange for recommendation letters and such. And Brazilian currency ratio is affordable for birth. Yeah, that makes sense. I totally feel that. It's not who you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Absolutely. In game dev, it's crazy how true that is. I mean, you gotta know the stuff, but that's like that's the bare minimum. Right? Not only do you have to know what you're doing, but you gotta know the people who can help you to get the work. It's tough. But once you get in the door, once you get your foot in the door, so to speak, it's a lot easier to be trusted and for people to, like, recommend it. So I think what I actually did was I started with this white background. I know that seems weird, and then I drew it in this black color, and then I outlined it in white. So I had to, like, make sure there was a gap. But I need, like, an idea. What about just like a circle fish, or like an oval fish? Right, and then I erase. Oh, that's too much. We'll get rid of this, and we'll do a different circle. Let's make a new layer. We'll merge it down later, and we'll do something like that. And then we'll go back. We'll merge these, and then we'll give it this weird chompy mouth, right? I guess we probably should have had symmetry here. And then we get rid of the symmetry and give it a singular eye. You know, we did an eye on that side on other fish, we'll do it on this side. And then something like that. Maybe give it a fin. Let me try to catch up on chat. I think it's an intrusive approach to DM and sending the recommendation letters. Yeah, you don't really want to DM people, because it's just, unless you already know them, you want to work up some type of rapport before you start DMing, you know. So I would say public conversations are great, and keep it light. Don't start sending links. Don't start asking, hey, do you want to work with me? Just be like, I'm interested in your game, and I'm doing Brazilian translations, kind of thing. And even that might be coming out a little too strong. So it's sometimes making the friend first and then talking. Oh, it looks like a storm's coming through. Better check my phone for tornado watches, because that's a thing. But I don't see any, so that's good. I'm gonna pull up the radar just in case. Oh, it looks like a light storm. A strong thunderstorm, it says, but the radar is super small. I can't believe it's already 11:30. My plan was to stream till midnight. Alright, I got pulled away from chat there. Let's see. Yes, that's the thing, I'm just getting started. Currently, I'm on my 3rd collab with Yumi Game currently. And Oridon, TTRPG. Oh, that's cool. Honestly, more than letters, just having that you show people I did work on this game, and this game can get you jobs. Absolutely. Having a track record. So I'm watching a lot of video, taking notes, and trying to build a stable foundation. Yes, that's the goal. The power of networking. Curse you, LinkedIn core. Yeah, LinkedIn is it's a lot like Facebook. Like if, let's say, I knew you worked on Pokemon, people would be way more to be, oh, I'm gonna hire that guy. So having a list of projects you worked on is great. Yes, that's what I want to do when I make a website portfolio. I need to make a portfolio too. Keep us updated about how it goes. Yeah. For my pixel art, I have one made for college to get in. But that's a paper IRL portfolio. Fair enough, old school. Living in 1525. College, you have a paper one. I actually had a digital portfolio when I went to college. But you know what's funny? I went to an art school, and they didn't even have a teacher look at my portfolio. They just had this person who was like, I don't even know, like a desk person. She was like really friendly and was, you know, really kind. But she didn't know anything about art really. I mean, maybe she went to art school or something, but she wasn't a teacher. She just worked there. And they did that on purpose because they don't, at art school at least, they don't really care how good you are at art. They're gonna make you better, or you're gonna drop out. And they just want to make sure you can pay until you drop out if you're not good. They just care about how much money you got. There was a whole bunch of people freshman year that were not very good at art. They made it in, they paid, they either failed out or dropped out, and they did not graduate with me. But that's, you know, like I said, the art school will make you good if it's an art school, but art school is like really, really expensive, so I don't really recommend going to art school, especially these days when everything is online. College, you have a paper one, yeah. You could stream it under software and EV or just under co-working. Hey baby girl, nice game, let me localize it and I'll pay you some wine. Hot single devs go crazy with this simple trick. Jeez. That sounds like a TikTok. Stream you working on localization. Ooh, yes, that's not a bad idea. I love to do that. Yeah, streaming is great because you get to converse with people and make friends and stuff, and people get to know you a little bit more than typical social media, because it's a back and forth interaction. Hey, Lumby's here. Welcome in, Lumby. Everyone should check out Lumby if they haven't yet. They do art and retro games on a retro virtual machine, which is really cool. We raided out to them yesterday, and they were playing Grim Fandango. It looks like RuneScape Classic as well. I'm trying to catch up on this chat log here. Stream localization. I majored in studio. Apply. I had to submit one. Yeah, so I actually went to a studio-based art school, but they didn't need physical art. But I did show pictures of my physical art on my digital portfolio. I don't have to kill my wallet for college, thankfully. Yeah, well, that's awesome that it doesn't cost a whole lot there. My college is free because of scholarships. Well, that's smart. I did not do that route. I did not get the scholarships. I did terrible in high school. In fact, I was barely there. I barely graduated because I ditched so much high school. But I was really good in college. I was in line to be valedictorian. I got on the dean's list. I got on the president's list, which is even higher than the dean's list. And then I had one teacher who gave me a D. Well, no, he actually tried to give me an F because he just didn't like me and my friend. He didn't like us, and he's like, I'm gonna give these kids an F. And then the dean came down and said, what are you doing giving Rick an F? And he's like, well, he deserves it. He's like, no, he doesn't. You have to give him a D. You're a new teacher. You can't just give students Fs. So he was trying to make me take a whole nother semester by giving me that F. So I'm super glad that the dean stopped that from happening. So I made a friend with the dean and I didn't even know it. OBS is awesome for streaming. Absolutely. I definitely recommend it. It's good for recording video too. So if you're trying to do like screen captures and stuff, it's great for that. And it's free 100%, and there's a lot of plugins for it, a lot of cool stuff you can do with it. There's a whole bunch of YouTube videos that teach you how to do it. You can't just go all Mr. Crocker on these kids. Mr. Crocker. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know who Mr. Crocker is, but yeah, no. This new teacher came in, and it's funny because this was like a 3D modeling portfolio class, and he just didn't like that me and my friend were smoking weed, I think, because we would go out, and this was in Chicago, and we would just go out in the alley and smoke weed during our breaks and come back in and finish what we were doing. And we were doing art, you know. It's an art school. People smoke weed. And I don't think the guy liked that, so he's like, I'm gonna give these guys an F because they always go out, come back smelling like weed. But yeah. Oh yes, off to take a shower and sleep. Thank you so much, Seagoat and Rick. I truly appreciate your support. Absolutely, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. Come back anytime. Say hi in the Discord, and yeah, hopefully we see you around some more. Thanks for the freshly baked cookies. Hope they're gluten free because I can't eat them otherwise. You don't know Crocker? No, I don't know Crocker. Pyrotoad is a precision puzzle platform. Oh yeah, now I'm a Pyrotoad. Look at that. I hate these stoners. Let's fail them. Pretty much. I mean, the guy had a 9 Inch Nails ringtone, and I was wearing a 9 Inch Nails shirt at least like once every other week, right? So like we had things in common, but he just didn't like me and my friend, probably because we smoked weed, and yeah. Didn't even let us know that he didn't like us. It was just like suddenly, last grade of the year, I'm gonna give these guys an F. Haha, this will be fun. I was so pissed. But then the last day of class, that teacher showed us his portfolio from when he was in college, and it was so bad. It was like really, really bad, and everyone in the class knew it. Like, everyone was thinking the exact same thing. Oh my god, this is the guy that's been teaching us. But it was a portfolio class, so he didn't really have to do anything. He just like made sure that we were doing stuff. In fact, he didn't even make sure we were doing stuff. He just sat there with his phone going off. He was not a good teacher. He probably doesn't even work there. Actually, the school closed, so no one works there anymore. Absolutely, I'll pop in there right now. All right, cool, thank you. I will. I'll get back to it after the stream, which probably won't be going on too much longer. But I appreciate you being there, and yeah, if you're still here, thank you so much. But yeah, enjoy your sleep. But yeah, we're making a fish, and we're not getting very far because we're chatting a lot, but that's okay. It looks a little bit like some of the other fish, but that's okay. It's a little bit scarier, maybe. It needs something else, some type of defining feature, and a name. We could call them chompers, because he looks like a chain chomp a little bit. Yeah, so maybe we'll give him color and that will help us. Oh, he's got that dead eye. Maybe we'll call him Deadeye. Maybe we make it bigger. And oops, something happened there. Don't do that. Sometimes my fingers just guess on the keyboard shortcuts, and it's because there's a lot of keys that are missing the letters. No, they've worn off. Do fishes have noses? I don't think they do. Or no, they do, right? I need to ask Google a question. They do, they have noses. They're called Nares, or Nars. Yeah, they've got noses. Or Nares? Nares? They definitely have noses. Maybe we'll give it... We'll make it distinct. I think we've got our fish here. So then we need the outline. Maybe it's a little bit not gonna fit. the gill looks kind of funny now. Yeah. I found a cool plugin called Touchscreen. It gives you a neat like window with hotkeys and even gives you some shades based on the color you have selected. I'm not understanding. It's a touchscreen plugin. Gives you a neat like window with hotkeys and it even gives you so it's a window that has hotkeys, so it like tells you what the hotkeys are. I don't have a problem remembering what the hotkeys are. I have a problem pushing the right button because my keys are missing the letters. And if I look at them, then I am confused. But if I don't look at them, then I'm usually pretty good. Oh, this is gonna be weird. I guess that works, kind of. Maybe this, like that. That works. And then we can fill this in. So if you use a tablet like me, you can just touch part of your display with your pen instead of having to press keys. Oh, interesting. That would work for some hotkeys where you don't have to hold it down, right? But then a lot of them you do have to hold down. What happened here? I don't really use a tablet that much. I mean, I have 2 tablets, so it's not like I don't use them, but a lot of times when I'm doing pixel art that's really small, like Game Boy art, I don't really need it. It does help for organic shapes, for sure, but I've gotten pretty good with the mouse, and switching is like kind of pain in the butt to switch just because I'm doing an organic shape, and a lot of what I do is geometrical because it's so small that it's, you know, simple shapes and stuff like that. But yeah. Like undo or save. Oh, so it can do multiple keys because like Control Z is undo, but that's like 2 keys. I then have Shift and Control as buttons on my tablet. Do you have to hold Shift and Control? Because like with a tablet, or at least on my tablet, you can. My tablet actually has buttons on it, so I just put the buttons on there. I think I've got 16 buttons on my tablet, so that definitely helps. But a lot of the times I'm just faster with the keyboard. Yes, mine has real buttons for like Shift. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just have my keyboard near my tablet and I'll put my one hand on the keyboard and I'll draw with the other hand, and that usually works pretty well for me. But that's cool that you found something that works for you. Alright, so we got one fish. I like it. It's a little bit like beardfish, which is actually what? Where is he? Oh, it's kind of like this one, but it's not, right? It's this layer is empty, isn't it? Yeah, let's just get rid of this one. So they're kind of similar, but they're not. Oh, we need to make the ripples. So I need to follow the same pattern as before. So there's like a black line. And then there's a dark line. Where is it? Yeah. And then another white. Cool, I like that. We're gonna snooze the ad. And oh, I guess we don't really want to copy it. We want to make another fish. Running out of fish ideas already, and there's what? 7 more? Or no. Yeah, 7 more. The colors it gives you are great too. So when you pick a color, it gives you like shades, dark, light, lighter, hue, shifted, and stuff. It's neat. Been using it today, and I like it. Well, that's awesome that you like it. Yeah, it's cool that it has colors. I like color coded stuff for sure. I actually color coded my buttons on my tablet by what I do is I cut little strips of white computer paper, and then I wrote what the button does, and then I put like a color, because I've got all these colored markers, right? And then I just use Scotch tape to tape it on there, so it looks really cheap and cringe, but like I don't give a shit. It fucking works, you know. I'm not trying to impress people with my hardware and shit. People look at my desk, they think I'm crazy anyways, so like, yeah, I could draw on my desk real quick because it's that crazy. So my desk right now it's got a laptop. That's my beautiful laptop. Little screen thing going on there, and some keys, right? This would be easier to do with the tablet. So my laptop is actually on this little piece of plastic, and it's got these little pegs here to keep it from falling off. And then it's got an arm that's like that, and it's got this little thing so I can adjust it. And then it's got this other arm. I guess I should make this straight because it kind of needs to be. And that goes like that all the way down to the floor. And then there's this other thing that's like the base, right? So it's a mass and base. Why isn't... Oh, I'm erasing. I'm like, why isn't it erasing? It's transparent. That's why. So that's my computer, and then I've got another one. Oh, that looks terrible. That doesn't look too much better. Underneath it, and that one has a MIDI controller on it for music. Which is actually, we'll put a little arrow so we can see. That's actually a push 2, they call it. So it's got all these little knobs up here, and then it's got like a little LCD screen here, and then it's got 64 buttons that are pads. So like a lot of them. I don't know if I got the math right on this, but lots of buttons. And then there's some more buttons over here, right? And then there's like a touch slider over here. So I've got that. And then on top of that, I've actually got a keyboard. That's for my other computer. So there's like this other keyboard here. That's my beautiful keyboard. Because it's really light and it doesn't hurt it. And then so yeah, that's shelf 2. And then so next to it I have the other computer, which is actually sitting on top of this, which helps offset the weight. And then there's actually another arm over here, and this monitor is not actually being used because this is my tablet. I've got some Velcro on top for the pen, and it's got the buttons on the side. Right, and like I said, I'm not actually using that one. I need another HDMI cable to start using that more. And then I've got my microphone. Oh, wrong color. Microphone's actually chilling right here. It's actually connected to the pole. Yeah. Microphone. Yeah, so then above that, I've got this other monitor, which is right here. Vertical setup. And it's actually 16 by 9. It just looks funny there. I can't look at this. I'm already stressed by the drawing. It gets weirder. Right, so then I've got another monitor above me. There. That looks bad, but whatever. And then I've got this other mast over here, right? Because these aren't actually there. Those are on the floor. I've got another thing here. Oh, that's a square. We want a circle. It's still a square. Got this other one over here. And got a monitor here. So this is monitoring the stream and also any channels that I'm lurking in. So I can watch streams while I stream, right? Or like during break, I've got something to watch. And then I've got another one that's, so my mouse is on its own table here. I've actually got two mice on there. And then it's like, I don't know, sticking out funny, but yeah. Another mast over here with another base next to that one. So yeah, that's a little bit off, but more like, it's more like there. Yeah, so that's my setup right now. But then I've also got another monitor off in the corner that doesn't fit on a stand. It's actually on a little TV tray, because that's my setup right now. And that's for Nintendo Switch, so I do use it for streaming, but only on occasion. And it looks like it's gonna collapse because the weight of the TV, and it's got a bezel. It's one of those that has, it's an old enough TV where it has a bezel. It's kind of funny. Have you heard of desks? This is a desk. This is my desk. My chair goes underneath here. And yep, it's a desk. I'm sitting at a desk. So what's cool about this is that it's completely modular and it's really easy to transport. So I can just pick it up and move across the country with it, no problem. I can go on vacation with it. I can put it behind a drum set. I can bring it to band practice. I can play shows with it live. I've actually brought this to a bar and played a show with it. Not the whole setup, but just one of them. And that is my anxieties in a drawing. Yeah, well, you should see the cords, right? Because I've got my USB hub here that has what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different hubs in it. So there's like a hard drive over here, a couple there's like 4 hard drives on the floor over here. There's a tablet over here hanging out. There is a Nintendo Switch over here with like a video card, and then there's actually a Wii Fit on the floor for some reason. I don't know why. And then there's a Wii in the corner, and there's just this mess of cables right here. I don't know how I better describe that. There's a cable going back there, cable going there, cable going, 2 cables going there, 2 cables going there, 2 cables going there. The mice actually don't have cables, so that's nice. Well, actually the mouse has one cable that's hanging back here, and it's like got a receiver there, so that's not entirely true. The microphone has a cable. Oh, the video card has a cable. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of this stuff going on. And There's some cables on the floor over here. Cables that go across the floor. There's a cable for this computer or this keyboard that hangs out there. It goes over there. And oh, there's a game controller on the floor in this pile of mess over here. That's my game controller. And oh yeah, there's like a charger here, cable, and my Miu Mini is hanging out there. But behind me there's another pile of cables. There's like a lot of piles on my floor right now. I do have a bookshelf over here though. And it's filled with books. Oh, and I have an office lamp. I don't know how I ended up with that. They were getting rid of it. And oh, and I have a lava lamp. A beautiful lava lamp. And then there's a bass guitar hanging out in the corner here. That's my really funky bass there, just hanging out. Yep, that's my office. There's a window. And I don't have curtains for it, so I have like a sheet that's hung up over it, so it's like really ghetto. I actually do have a curtain, I'm just too lazy to put it up. Yep. Oh, you know what else is funny? I have, well, first of all, I have my VR headset just hanging out there. Then I have a laptop bag here to try to absorb some of the echo, because I don't have sound isolation stuff here. And then I've got my portfolio hanging out there because it's made out of cloth and it blocks some of the echo too. Oh, and I've got two speakers down there, and they've got wires. Oh, and the AC adapter for my computer is like hanging out. There's an AC adapter for this monitor hanging out. I always kick those ones. And so if you saw my office, you'd think I was crazy, is the point that I'm trying to make here. Free Droll, happy Big Friday. Welcome in. It is, you're 1 minute away from being Saturday here. So you're right on the border there, Free Droll, but welcome in. I would cry. Yeah. One person was like, what about the cables? And I was like, the cables are my aesthetic. They always have been. You should have seen my fan space back when I had the jam pad at my place. These monitors have bezels too. They're smaller, but they're there. The ceiling exists. There's a corner. It's a walleye vision. Oh, yeah, that's on that wall. Oh, and I'm against a wall. My office. Drawn to scale. Not. All my cables have ties or are taped down. Interesting. So, my problem with that is that I've been very mobile in recent years and didn't know when I'd be moving. But now that I'm not mobile and I have a place that I plan to reside in for years to come, I just haven't found the time, or I don't ever have people over, so like I just don't care enough. Like, I'm okay with the cables and the piles and not being fully unpacked. I was looking for my prototype card game, and I had to go through like a whole bunch of boxes that still aren't completely unpacked, because even though I've been living here for 5 months, coming up on 6 months, I haven't fully unpacked. I don't ever have people over, I just can't. I get too distracted. Yeah, that's definitely a thing for me. I used to have people over all the time at my old place, I had like a party pad. People would just show up on the weekends. They would, in droves. They'd like bring kegs. Like seriously, they'd be like, oh, Saturday, it's July, 4 kegs. Is that okay? How can I say no? That happened a lot. So we'll start with this because I want to know how big it is, and then we need to fit a fish in here. What if it's like a little like squiddly? Like a mini version of the boss, right? You know, we should probably just mirror that. Oh, that's not what I want. Because that would make things easier for me. But also be correct. Yep. And then we'll give it like a weird bulbous head. But yeah, when I was in art school, I had band practice at my place, and I would be doing homework while my band would be partying. I think it needs more face. I think we can get away with it being that big. Now that I know that fish have noses, I feel like they all need to have noses. But that just looks like eyes. So we need to like give it some real eyes here. That doesn't look good. I think we can go wider with these. This is a goofy looking fish. It's not very scary. I kind of like it. It's got this like texture to it. I wonder if it needs that. Nah, that just makes it look too, I don't know, too something. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the reflections being on one side. It makes it seem like the light source is coming from there. I don't like this chin. Okay, maybe I do like the chin. I like it more like that. Alright, so we'll do the outline now. And then this. And then that. And yep. Oh, that's gonna look weird. Oh, I messed up there. Didn't finish the white here. That looks pretty good. This looks a little funky, but I don't think I can do much else with it. This looks like he has ears. Yeah, no ears. Alright. Should this be like that, maybe? I think so. Oh, we got 2 fish. It is 12:10. Yeah, you've been streaming for 2 hours. I could probably go to 1 without screwing up my sleep schedule. I'm tired enough where I think I'll be able to just go to bed right away. Oh, I made a mistake there. Maybe 1 more fish. So this one looks a little bit like Floppy, and this one looks a little bit like Beardfish, so that's Floppy. And Beardfish is this one. So we've got Chomper and Squidly. And I don't know what else. Oh, we could do like a blobfish, right? That would be funny. Where's that symmetry? I think that's too big. Or is it? Maybe not. Kinda looks interesting, right? Kinda ish. Maybe these should be like that. No, it's kind of better like that. Alright, so it needs the white outline. Yeah, I do think I'm gonna crash after this because I am getting sleepy. Oh. We're going further than we need to, although that's typically what it does, right? So it's got the outline, white, black, white, dark. And then white again. Why does that go one further? I think that's what it's supposed to be like. Did I miss? What happened there? Ah. something was weird. I think that's it. But we should probably move it up so it's kind of like the others, maybe? Or maybe not. I don't know. I think we should. Well, that's 3 fish. How long did that take? That only took like 10 minutes. We could probably do another. Getting caught on my cables here. Hey, Cosmo the Shadow Cat, welcome in. We're gonna finish one more fish and then I'm gonna end the stream because you saw me streaming yesterday. I did the 20-hour stream, so a 2-hour 10-minute stream. Hey, you got first. Nice job getting first. Everyone should check out Cosmo. Last playing Magic the Gathering. That's super cool. Always good to see you in here, Cosmo. Yeah, you should give it a bit of a break. Thanks. Breaks are good. Yeah, no, I was planning on keeping my sleep schedule as good as I could, and if I stay up crazy late tonight, then I'm gonna screw it up and sleep in late, and then yeah. But I think I'm gonna go to a game dev meetup tomorrow, so that should be fun. I'm trying not to psych myself out too much. I read the reviews of this place we're going, and it's hilarious. It's freaking hilarious. Every negative review, the owner responded in the most snarky, like mean-spirited, like just I don't know how, like this guy, they would not make it as a game developer. Like every negative review, it was just like even the ones that didn't say anything, he had a response to. It's like, oh, 1 star and you didn't say anything? Sounds fake to me. Like, dude, you're not helping yourself out here. So I'm a little bit hoping that I don't have to deal with that dude, but he owns the place and it's Saturday, so he's probably gonna be there. But I'm trying not to worry too much about it. What about like a skullfish? Probably gonna look stupid. It's not gonna look like a skull. But it looks like something. Kind of like the second line, or the other line. The eyes just aren't evil enough. I don't mind the plus signs. I think that's kind of interesting. But they need to be more mad. Looks like a bear. I don't know, maybe this could be something. Getting sleepy. The hell am I gonna call it? Yeah, it's not a terrible looking fish, I just don't know what I'll call it. So it should have some white. It's gotta have a name. Yeah, I don't know. Some type of name. I don't know, maybe it'll come to me while I'm drawing his splash ripples. Maybe we'll call them lips. It looks like a giant set of lips. Also, I kind of see another face here. What if we bring that out? We're using symmetry here. Probably screwed a bunch of stuff up now. It's like a Muppet. Oh, I did it again. I turn off symmetry because I want to see what it looks like. Oh, one more. And then I forget that it's off because I want to start editing it. Did it again. I think that's what it is, but I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like Froggy, right? If we go over here, over here we've got Froggy, but it's like a Muppet frog. We'll call it Slimy. Slimy D. You can call it Muppet Fish. Although I think Muppet is copywritten. Call it a sockfish. That's what we'll call it, because it looks like Syphil and Ollie. I don't know if you've ever seen Syphil and Ollie. Maybe we call it Syphil. Syphil and Ollie. We'll call it Syphil. Alright, so we got our fish, so that's cool. We'll make a, we'll save it as... Let's not put it in the assets folder. It is bedtime. Oh, that's not what we want. This one. And then... this one. And then... this one. Backgrounds. fishing game. We'll call it Gen 3 swap tiles. That's fine. We will save it as a base spray file also though. Alright, well, we've got our new fish. They're different enough. We got Deadeye, Squiggly, Blobby, maybe. Nosy, Blobby or Nosy, Nose Blob, Blob Nose, and then we got Syphil. Alright. Oh, I'm super tired. It is time to find a raid. It is time. Uh-oh, that's me. That's a Dublio. Well, we never get a chance to raid Infinite because he usually raids into us, so we should raid Infinite. And thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for the new follows. It's always fun to chat with people and get things done. So I appreciate everyone being here. The new friends, the old friends, all the friends, you're all very dear to me. And I love streaming with you, so appreciate you being here. How does this stuff work? How do I do this? So much stuff here. Alright, so we will raid. Oh yeah, we got the raid message. And then we will raid. We're gonna raid Infinite Metal. Alright. We're gonna raid Infinite Metal, everyone. So he's super cool. You should say hi to him and say hi to Skelly when you get there. And use the raid message. If you're subbed, you get the top one. If you're not, you get the bottom one. And yeah, I'll see you there. Thanks everyone. Appreciate you being here. We're gonna raid Infinite Metal. It's gonna be fantastic. We're gonna have a heck of a cool time over with Infinite Metal. It'll be so much fun. And I'm gonna go to sleep on time. I'm gonna keep my sleep schedule. And that's gonna be cool. And it's gonna be awesome. Alright, well, we're gonna raid Infinite Metal, so if you're hanging out and lurking, I appreciate you. But yeah, we're gonna leave now, so see you the next time. Oh, Call Me Kixie's here. Welcome, Call Me Kixie. Everyone should check out Call Me Kixie. Kixie, we are about to raid Infinite Metal. Join us while we raid Infinite Metal. But welcome in. I fixed my sleep schedule by doing a 20-hour stream yesterday. So I'm going to bed. I'm tired. It's already 12:30 here. Short stream today. We only did 2 hours and 27 minutes. Egads. Egads is right, yes. We did a lot of things yesterday. But we're raiding Infinite Metal. So get your raid message. We're going there now. 3, 2, 1. See you there.